Hello everybody, Ethan here. In the far future of the 40th millennium, horror is a pretty common thing, but there are a few areas of the universe that is more horrifying than the Halo stars. Now, the Ghoul stars are technically part of this, but from what I can tell, the Ghoul stars are like a walk in the park compared to the Halo stars, especially the Halo zone. But getting into this, the Halo stars is a name given to the ancient formation of stars which encircle the outer edge of the galaxy, the last stellar clusters to be encountered before one enters the eternal frigid night of the intergalactic void. Believed to be the oldest stars in the galaxy, the circumference extends roughly 200,000 light years around the Milky Way, usually grouped into clusters intermixed into the shroud of dark matter that is known to extend beyond the visible space. These stars remain largely unexplored by the Imperium, and it is unknown what or who inhabits them. It is widely believed by many that those who venture into the mysterious reaches never return to report. The Coronis Expanse is a region of the stars adjacent to the Calixtus sector to the Segmentum Obscurus, which the Imperium has begun exploration efforts into, and is actually led by various rogue traders assisted by ancient explorator star charts. Now, the area that most people know about and think about in the Halo stars is the Halo Zone. It is the name of a region that lies in the Segmentum Pacificus, but beyond the borders of known human space. And it was actually started to be explored as part of the end of the Macarian Crusade, led by famous Lord Commander Solar Macarius in 399.m41, after 7 years of campaigning that had brought nearly 1,000 worlds under Imperial control. But whenever the Lord Commander attempted to push into the Halo Zone, that's when his generals started to waver. The fatigue of the campaign that they had just gone on, mixed with the fact that this is outside the Emperor's light. There was actually talks of mutiny among his crew. As they got further, the astropaths were virtually beyond the range of psychic communication. It was here that Macarius knew that the end had come, and after some of the exploratory teams failed to return, along with many stories of weird and strange phenomenon, that this was a place no human should inhabit, coupled with just, low morale, the Lord Commander agreed reluctantly to turn around. While his crew cheered for him, he was a broken man. His hopes of a campaign broken, his ambition gone. He actually died on the return voyage. But that's just a very brief overview of what this area is. I want to talk to you about what might be in it, because I believe that that is much more interesting. I have seen several theories. I'm going to go through around 4 of my favorites. The first is that it's actually the hive mind for the Tyranids. It would make sense because the Tyranids came out of nowhere. They had to exist at some point before now. But I do want to counter this with the fact that the Ghoul stars actually traumatized a group of Tyranids. I find that hilarious, by the way. So there might be something out there that the Tyranids were running from, that they are, that's out there just eliminating anything that attempts to explore it. Now, one thing that we do know comes from this is the harrowing, the non-warp, extra-dimensional horrors that come from the zone. Dangerous enough that it forced the Imperium to commit essentially heresy by fusing sorcery and tech to halt their advance. I'm doing a whole video on these guys at some point because they are amazing. They're Lovecraftian horrors. Now, one thing that I've also seen, and it's something that we've actually seen in 40k, is that the remnants of the Rangda might be out there. They were first encountered by the Imperium Commander in the Great Crusade in the Galactic North and East, and they committed the Rangda genocides, and they are another thing I want to do videos on, but they are horrifying from everything I've read, and I can see them possibly, because they actually put the First Legion down in numbers to the point that the Ultramarines had to come in and help. And then, okay, this is the thing most people think of whenever they think the Halo stars is the Halo devices, or the Halo artifacts. They are known to select Arch Heretics, Recidivists, and the Holy Ordos of the Inquisition for Terran Millennium. Ever since renowned explorators and rogue traders of antiquity returned with the Halo stars bearing these devices, along with tales of corpse stars and certain pick records of dead Xenos worlds. These artifacts defy analysis by tech augury and are nearly impervious to age and harm. The corrupt amongst the Imperial masses long ago discovered that, through dark transformation of body and mind, some of these Xenos devices can grant life eternal. Now, it is known that it will for a while, but it slowly causes you to lose all of your humanity. These, honestly, everything I read about these is horrible. And it was notably through some amongst the Angavian Crusade's greatest enemies use Halo devices. And honestly, those are horrifying. Because a person will trade in their humanity for eternal life, and you see just through artwork that they cause the humans who use them to just go steadily insane. But I want to know from you, what do you think is out in the Halo stars? Do you think it's a strange hive mind, a tyrannid killer, or do you think it's just, just people outside the Emperor's light? Let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.